The playoffs start tomorrow, and we still have a lot of playoff previews to get through. So let's get straight into the 3 and 6 seed in the West, the Timberwolves versus Suns. Intriguing matchup. The Suns won it this year, and I think this series could be very close. With Karl Anthony Towns, he's back now, bringing another scoring option to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Suns, with their trio of players, Bradley Beal has been incredible in this last stretch of the season, but they did play on the last day of the NBA season, and it showed us a little glimpse into the series, because it did matter for both teams. If the Timberwolves won, they would have been the number 1 or number 2 seed. I don't know, one of the top 2 seeds in basketball, but they lost the games to the Phoenix Suns in the last game for the Suns to get the 6th seed. In that game, the Timberwolves fell short by 19 points, and it wasn't even close. They came out the gates, Phoenix 44-22. Bradley Beal set a tone, 36 points in the game. Devin Booker was torching Anthony Edwards, who was the primary defender throughout that game. Karl Anthony Towns was rather quiet, and I don't expect that to be the case. And Anthony Edwards had a horror shooting night. But over the series this year, Suns and Timberwolves, they have been able to get out. The Suns have won the season series, which does show us what you could expect. As the Suns do have some very high level shot making, and the Timberwolves allow the most amount of mid-range jump shots in the league. So that bodes well for the Suns, as they have won all 3 of the season series games, and pretty convincingly too. Also, the Minnesota Timberwolves do have the length to guard the Suns, which is promising. If they were to put 4 defensive matchups on the Suns, they could put Anthony Edwards on Devin Booker. They could try to do Mike Conley on Bradley Beal, then have Jaden McDaniels on Kevin Durant, and have Cat guard Grayson Allen, not the hardest matchup, and have Gobert in the paint patrolling Yusuf Nurkic, who Gobert is a better player. He gets trolled a lot, but he is a very good player and will win Defensive Player of the Year. And we also have the defensive matchups and how the Suns will guard the Timberwolves, which is an interesting topic to go through, because Bradley Beal's a decent defender, but he's not good enough to guard Anthony Edwards. Grayson Allen's a bit better, but they do need his defense against Anthony Edwards, and they're all going to have to put in shifts against him. Which could that take away from their offense? I don't know. Kevin Durant will have to guard Cat. I feel like Grayson Allen, too small, and they'll probably end up having that starting 5 out there. If you haven't seen, Grayson Allen got a new deal, so they do view him as a piece of their core. Royce O'Neal, you could put him on in there. He's 6'7", got a little bit more weight than Durant, or the same weight. I don't know, but will Durant focusing on the defensive end against Cat end up taking away from his offense? I don't know. But if it does, they do have the players to compensate, as the Timberwolves are a pretty bad offensive team, especially in the clutch. So could the Suns expose that, especially since the half-court offense from the Timberwolves is dreadful? I don't know. That's where all the keys are going to be. It's going to be in the ability on the Suns to guard... the ability of the Timberwolves to guard the Suns and reduce their offense as much as they can, and the ability for the Timberwolves to be able to limit the Suns stars and let the role players win. And the third key for the series is who will dominate the rebounds, because Yusuf Nurkic, he showed us this year, being an incredible rebounder, but with the two bigs, will the Timberwolves be able to get a lot of offensive boards and control that side of the game? Because that is a very big key in the game. But I'm gonna have to tip the Suns in 6. I think they're more experienced and they'll get it done. If you guys are interested, I did a preview on the Clippers and the Mavs, and you just click right here.